Hey, it's Tara Greene here, talking about the week of September 13th. So the moon is in Sagittarius, my favorite moon, because my moon is in Sagittarius. So if you have your moon in Sagittarius or any planets in Sagittarius while the moon is in Sagittarius, it will of course touch all of them, and it is your lunar return, which everyone gets once a month. So fiery times here, very honest, very blunt, hoof and mouth disease time. Sagittarius is the philosopher, it's the sign of good humor, it's optimistic, we have faith, we trust. Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which in the tarot is the wheel of fortune. So, it's time to kind of have a lucky gamble, buy a lottery ticket. Okay, so the moon trines Chiron in Aries, that happened earlier today. The moon then in conjunct Uranus in Taurus, that already happened as well. So you might have had sort of bumpy rides in your dreams. The moon in Sag sextiles Mercury in Libra. So this is about being a peacemaker. If people have gotten triggered or upset, this is the time when we can try to speak with one another to find some middle ground. That's what Libra is all about. The sun and the moon will square each other because we're actually very close to 1 week away from a full moon in Pisces, a very big full moon in Pisces. I'm going to be doing a workshop next week on that, actually at the end of this week on the 19th. The moon squares Neptune in Pisces, so you might be feeling very dreamy and inspired. A good time to do yoga, meditate, 5:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then the moon sextiles Jupiter, its ruling planet. So Jupiter and Aquarius, they're both fire and air, so it's kind of dry. We get a chance to get detached about our philosophy and see the bigger picture, so that's always a good, healthy thing. So then on to the 14th. I'm just going to go down the page here. Sun opposes Neptune. Now, I did find an astrologer site, a Norwegian astrologer by Synchronicity, and he said the 14th is one of the worst days of September on a graph that he had. But anyway, Sun opposite Neptune can be very elusive, deluding. It's the sign of dreams, of psychic energy. The Sun in Virgo is very practical and doesn't, just wants hands-on thing. Well, Neptune and Pisces is the total opposite. So the balance between what's very real, very tangible, very detailed, you can see it in exact details, and Neptune and Pisces, which is totally expansive and open and encompassing and sees everything and is not real, not substantial. So there could be some shocking breakthroughs between, if you look at what's really going on, the real facts, hardcore facts, the details, the inventory. That's what Sun in Virgo is really great for, opposite Neptune and Pisces, which is like fake news and projections and AI robots putting things out there and all that stuff. So again, what's real and what's not. Okay, we are down the rabbit hole here, folks, in real time. The moon squares Mars in Virgo, again, that fire, earth, hard energy there. Again, moon in Sag wants to be optimistic, will usually offer an olive branch. They are, they can be opinionated. They can be, moon in Sag can be preachy. But, kind of, all right, let's find some facts out. Sagittarius always likes to delve into more information. Okay. So they could work well together, but a little bit fractious, of course. Now, that's early in the morning. Now, moon enters Capricorn. The moon will be void, of course, just for basically not even an hour there. Moon enters Capricorn. The mood immediately shifts. Now, pay attention. I want you to be able to start feeling the moon as it changes signs. So you energetically feel the difference between fire, which is passion and active, to earthy, grounded in the body, real. Okay? We're in our bodies here. Now, Capricorn, get down to business. Get down to work. School is just starting for a lot of people. We're in the time of Virgo as well. So earth signs get to be on the ascendant for the 2.5 days that the moon travels through Capricorn, more or less. So the moon sextiles Venus and Scorpio. So love and drives and desire and power is working in the shadow realm. So you might find a lot of shadow material coming up to the surface with Venus and Scorpio. Yes, it's sexuality, it's finance, it's death, it's rebirth, all the biggies. And then Mars enters Libra. So this is a really nice, what they call mutual reception. Venus is in Mars's sign. Mars will now be in Libra's sign. So this is very nice. They're hosting each other. They get to visit each other in each other's homes. Mars entering Libra is weak. It's in what they call debilitation because Mars rules Aries, the opposite sign. So when a planet is in the sign opposite to it, Venus is also opposite her own sign. They're both weak. They're both not considered strong, but at least they're equal at this point. So, being weak or vulnerable actually is a great strength. So we need to learn from this. I know the classical tradition is debilitation is weakness, but really I would say Venus is learning about the way Mars is while she's in his sign. She's his guest, and while Mars is in guesting, or in Venus's Airbnb there in Libra, and he's getting to understand what the feminine is all about. So you could see this as a really positive exchange of alchemy, really hosting each other, really empathizing with each other, really learning from each other. So, the masculine can learn from being in a feminine sign, and a feminine sign can learn from being in a masculine sign. And beyond gender, there is polarities. We need those polarities. They exist. We can't ignore them or deny them. But the gender, the way it's been so rigidly defined is the problem, not gender itself. It's the definitions, it's patriarchy is what the problem is. So you want to get to the root of that. Okay, so Mars and Libra. Literally, it means actively being the peacemaker, actively going for the middle way. That's what the Buddha said, the middle way. We can both hold different opinions and still love each other. This just came up for me literally with a friend of mine. And, divide and conquer. You can see how that works. Okay, so here we are at the 15th now. It is the Jewish, one of the high holiest days of the year. It's Yom Kippur, beginning at sundown on the 15th. Now, this is in Eastern Daylight Time, so I assume it is the night before. I would have to check that out. But anyway, the day of fasting and atonement, and to ask for be purged at a new year. So collectively, that can be affecting the collective as well. So then on the upper one here, Capricorn. Sorry, I'm just going to move this over a little bit there. Okay, Capricorn moon squares Chiron and Aries. Again, all squares are kind of stressful, but can be positive as we find out where our opposition is. It's irritating. It's like sand in the oyster. Chiron and Aries, what's wounding us? Again, this is in the middle of the night, so you might find you're having healing dreams about the wounds. People being raped, sexual abuse. Well, Venus and Scorpio, all that stuff is coming up. It can certainly come up in your dreams. Moon trine Uranus and Taurus. Well, be prepared for a quirky, unexpected morning's energy. Moon squares Mercury and Libra. Again, the challenge is to carve, literally, like through the rock, that middle way, that balance, finding people that you relate to in terms of your work or your career, all of that stuff. Now, in the evening, the moon sextiles Neptune and Pisces, which is a nice aspect to go into the evening with. In Pacific Daylight Time, the moon trines the sun, which is very nice and harmonious. Of course, that happens on the next day in Eastern Daylight and GMT. The moon conjuncts Pluto, always a very intense time of the month. At 10:40 p.m., that's Pacific Daylight Time, and then the moon is void, of course, and you can see as we go down here, these aspects exist in Eastern Daylight and Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, now, we're on the 16th now. The Sun in Virgo in conjuncts Jupiter in Aquarius. So again, the earth and air elements do not understand each other. They're blind to each other. So, Sun in Virgo really will just stick to the details and the facts, and get all the facts and have all the knowledge and all that stuff. But Jupiter in Aquarius can be opinionated. Jupiter in Aquarius expands whatever it touches. So again, trying to prod a Virgo into having a bigger view might be a bit conflicted there, or they just won't even understand what you're saying. So trying to be bigger than the issue. I mean, Jupiter in Aquarius is about that. Seeing the big picture, higher consciousness is the opposite of the details. And then the moon enters Aquarius. Okay, so 11:23 a.m. So we get now to experience Aquarius energy. Air, it's lighter, it's detached, it's scientific, it's inventive, it's rebellious. Okay, so the moon trines Mars in Libra. So freedom in relationships. Wanting to talk about having open relationships, opening our minds. This is all mental energy, air, mental energy, mind energy. Sun trines Pluto. This is a big wealth energy. Virgo is known for being servants and for being humble and for serving the collective. And then Capricorn is the plutocrat. So are the plutocrats serving the ordinary people? What are we harvesting from all of their money and all of their... Plutocrats traditionally would give away 10% of their income. I don't see them doing that these days. Aquarius moon squares Venus and Scorpio. Again, this is in Pacific Daylight Time. These aspects will happen on the 17th. Moon in Aquarius, again, opening up sexuality, exploring new avenues. You know, the mind is really the great aphrodisiac. You know, Venus in Scorpio is emotional as well. So again, it's the mind, the feelings aspect that could be at odds with each other. And then the moon conjunct Saturn Aquarius, so we have to pay attention to the work, to the responsibilities, to embodying that Aquarius rebellious energy, you know, making it real. Venus square Saturn Aquarius. So again, this might be difficult because your mind might be like challenged. Let's put it that way. Your emotions will be challenged. Venus in Scorpio is always very secretive. It's about rape. It is about hidden secrets, money, power. And Saturn Aquarius is kind of like probably inventing new ways to get to those hidden secrets. So it can all be good. All right. So I'm going to stop there for now. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Please follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress.com. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. And I am having another one of my full moon astrology magic workshops on Sunday the 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can sign up on my website at taratarot.com. It's going to be a very powerful full moon because the moon is at the very last degree of Pisces. So it is a karmic ending, a classical karmic finishing all our lessons, forgiveness, compassion, very deep. I do a very powerful guided meditation. So please get in touch with me about that. I'm actually just going to post that on Linktree. All right, so sending you many blessings.